So in the Israelite economy, as God arranged it, there were three especially important offices that he used to govern his people and govern them to an appointed end, which we'll talk about in a moment. But he was governing them to an end through these anointed offices, namely the office of king, priest, and prophet. To each one of these offices, a person would be anointed. So if you want to find where all these officers are talked about in one place, a great place to go is Deuteronomy 17 and 18. There, God says that if and when they appoint a king over them, the king has to be from among them. And it makes it clear this means one of your own kinsmen, somebody who's a fellow Israelite. And that Israelite is to copy with his own hand the law of God, and it's to be with him on his throne. So you're supposed to see there's this special connection between the king and the Torah, the law of God. I'll come back to that in a bit, Lord willing. Sometimes I forget to come back to some of these things and tie up loose ends. But after that, it mentions the priesthood. And here it specifies again that it has to be an Israelite, and more particularly, somebody from the tribe of Levi. So you've got the kingly office, now the priestly office. And then right after that, Moses warns the people because he's about to die. He says, don't go seeking a knowledge of God's will the same way the pagans do, through sorcerers and mediums and so forth. Rather, they're supposed to wait for that one whom the Lord will raise up in their midst that will be like Moses. In the interim, they'll have the word that Moses gave them, the Torah, and God will also raise up other prophets, and they're to test these prophets to make sure they're from God. But the great end that they're to look towards is the coming of a figure who is like Moses in some special regards. So you have these three offices, and ordinarily in Israel, these are separate offices. You don't have somebody occupying more than one, or if you get more than one, it's typically a person can be a king and a prophet, or a priest and a prophet. You don't get things like a king and a priest. There's just a very strict regulation